So, a lot of people might not know this, but Long Beach is the city in all California where most psyops are ran on Hispanic and melanated people, starting with the whole gangs of the Crips and the Bloods when the Tookie William riot fights were going on. That was another psyop to get Hispanic and melanated people fighting. And when they do psyops also in Long Beach, like the walkouts of the Mexican people when they were getting deported, even though it was happening, the protest was another psyop to try to get more people locked up for maybe the adrenochrome, since that's what the Floyd victims' gematria sum up comes up to. When you do the gematria sum up of his name, you get the same gematria sum up as the word adrenochrome. And it seems to me that every time they do these protests, that is what will benefit are the crisis actors that take advantage of the situation to criminalize Hispanic and melanated people that are actually peacefully protesting. And then you have these Antifa that are supported by celebrities like Snoop Dogg and all these dyke rappers that come from Long Beach and LA, basically promoting looters to go out. And now they're saying they're going to save bail money for these looters to get out. And a lot of these looters are actually cops wearing masks. And yeah, I'm gonna press play.
To an area, they would get the calls, they would go to an area to make sure and try to secure and push the people.
I think when they do psyops in Long Beach, it's because they can't do them in LA as much, because then it'll be so obvious. I think one of the main psyops they do in LA is all the Mexican people that are coming in. They put them in schools where supposedly there's going to be counselors that are going to help these kids that don't know English, but they start to do psyops on them immediately with pedophile counselors and gay social workers. And you could imagine the kind of advice they give these undocumented children, which I believe they do psyops on as soon as they get to in this country. And the schools that are in LA, they are definitely involved in these things. So the psyops that they do with Long Beach has to do with more of like gangsters and Black Lives Matters, but they're all in deep connections with the deep state and the police and the prison system.
Out, and then those same people or other groups would go to another area. And I've got to keep hammering home that this was separate and apart from the peaceful protests that started. But yet you have a gentleman like this.
And usually what happens is when it's peaceful, the cops start to loot undercover, and then the looters that are already damaging properties and mom and pop shops, they're left alone by the cops. So
Who clearly is connected with one of these businesses, and he just knelt down on put his hands to his knees at one point. He appeared to be in tears. And there's another gentleman here shaking his head on the corner. This is the kind of stuff. Sir, can I talk to you real quickly? Did you see this? You were shaking your head. You were shaking your head.
The most disgusting exhibition of human behavior so far this century. That's all I can say. These guys were out here. They weren't trying to send a message about Mr. Floyd. There were groups of people, 5 to 20, groups of cars, 3 to 5, out here looting. One guy had a pipe wrench about this high. And this is unnecessary. This doesn't send a message. It doesn't say, let's get socially involved, let's become registered voters, let's hold everyone accountable. This is no peace, no justice. Well, since it's going on, I'm not only going to get even, I'm going to get ahead. And that's what all this is about.
when I first spotted you, you were standing still, just shaking your head. The thoughts that were going through your mind at that point.
Well,
If there was a psyop happening to white people in the same way, whether it's a psyop or not, you're going to have young white people acting like a fool. That doesn't give anyone the right to think that you are to blame that whole race for it. So even though people want to say that the looters were doing bad and they weren't sending a message, I think another thing that needs to be reminded is a lot of these looters are not even from this neighborhood. They're not even from Long Beach, and they are coming from the upscale of the neighborhoods where the rich people are from. So if there needs to be any looting, it needs to be done not in the Hispanic and melanated areas where martial law is eminent because of these agents that are coming from other places trying to trigger the situation in Hispanic and melanated areas. And it's people that know the truth that need to start speaking up when these protests are going on and start kicking them out and telling them to go loot in their neighborhoods. If they want to spread the message of cops to stop killing people, why don't they do it in Laguna Niguel? Why don't they do it in Irvine Hills or Anaheim Hills? So it's getting pretty obvious who are the ones that are doing the damage and blaming it on Hispanic and melanated people.
a guy that's my age lived through the race riots, went through and that's in Chicago where they tore up our own neighborhoods, and then they shook their heads. No services will return or did return for 25, 30 years. This area here, it's, downtown Long Beach, no one comes downtown Long Beach to shop. So I don't, like I say, I'll get mine, I'll get more than mine, forget about getting even, let me try to make a profit. And that's what this was about. The c0ps, they were stealing liquor. They broke into the nail salon over there. This is unnecessary. This doesn't say anything about making change.
I appreciate.
Even though I agree with this man, you are also clueless on what's going on with the tactics that are used in today's world to make Hispanic and melanated people look wrong. I think our people have learned their lesson and that we know looting and rioting does not work. And we also know that psyops are being ran onto us by our own people, and we are starting to see that now. So I would like to ask for the older generations to be patient and to also look at the detail of everything.
Your comment, your name, sir?
My name is LP Simmons.
Mr. Simmons, thank you so much. You're a Long Beach resident?
Yes, sir.